Greetings. The following podcast may include stories featuring dumb people doing really dumb things, some nonsensical segments, and some saucy language. Consider yourself sufficiently warned. Now enjoy the show.
And now, coming to you live from the tri-state area and San Francisco, California, it's the best part of Wednesday, Waffle Box, with your hosts, Mike Fish and Kush Hayes.
Ooh, welcome to Waffle Box, the podcast where we talk about anything, everything, and nothing all at the same time. Coming up on episode 114, the education system is failing us, and I'm about to tell you why. TikTok has come up with a dumb trend. Shocking, I know, and much, much more. I am Mike Fish, and I am joined, as always, by the main man back in San Fran. It's Mr. Kush Hayes. Kush, how you doing, buddy?
What's good, y'all? Kush Hayes returning to the future home of Super Bowl 60. It is the original Waffle Box. You accept no substitutions because it has been the People's Podcast. You love us because we do this. We do this because we love you. Producer Lathan, what's shaking, bro?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. I hope you both had a fantastic Labor Day weekend. It's about time that we have a national holiday celebrating the act of childbirth.
Yes.
Well, that's called your birthday, but sure.
I don't think that's what Labor Day is about, but there you go. But yes, I had a fantastic Labor Day weekend. Do you know why my Labor Day weekend was so great, Kush?
No labor?
There was no labor involved. That's well,
Okay,
unless you consider driving labor. It's,
Did you get paid for it, or was it just like, we gotta go to the?
I didn't get
store?
paid, so technically,
Or we're going to the country and pick some apples.
Slave labor, I guess, technically. But maybe not. But no, I just Friday of the weekend went to the beach. Saturday,
Nice.
went to the beach. Sunday,
Nice.
went to a swimming pool. Monday,
Why not?
chilled in the yard. It was like, oh,
Dude, doing it right. You're doing it all the way right.
I did, and you know, I've had to adjust the camera settings, but I'm looking. What's the golden brown texture like sun? Oh, I'm looking good. I'm looking good.
Yeah, you are, man. You got the little buttery golden thing happening. Good for you.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's hard to
body,
do for a boy from the UK.
I know, right? I'm very, very white if you see me in the winter, but I don't know. My skin. I believe I'm coming like an X-Men. I'm like a mutant now because when I went to the beach. You know, with the old, what's the thing called, the factor something, what's the letters before the number on sunscreen?
The
SPF. And apparently, according to the internet, the numbers are not necessarily well, I guess it's technically the strength, but it's basically saying how many minutes between reapplications. Mm-hmm. So if you get SPF 30, it's recommended you reapply after 30 minutes, etc., etc., etc. But as always, I'm the kind of guy who just puts it on right at the beginning of the day, and then I forget about it. So I came back on Friday, red as a lobster, right?
Oh, that'll happen.
But within an hour or two, brown. So it's like, I don't know what's going on. There you go. But I'm.
Were you drinking a lot of water?
I mean,
beer is kind of water.
There's water in beer, right? Yeah.
Okay. Did you put any aloe on yourself? That's good when you get a burn. FYI, take it from me. You get a sunburn, aloe lotion.
I didn't.
Okay. Well, then hey, you just got lucky this time, man. And then you went back for more the next day.
I went back for more. And then Sunday, I was just lounging on a... Do you ever watch that movie? It was on, I believe it was Hulu, starring Andy Samberg. It's like Groundhog Day for modern day era. Did you ever watch that movie?
I know what you're talking about. I didn't see it. I don't know the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
But there's like the trailer of that movie. He is just lounging in a pool on a floaty, drinking a beer. That was me. On Sunday, just nice, just floating, listening to some music. Oh, it was lovely. It was a great weekend. How was
you do it any more right, it's gonna turn left. That's how right you did this weekend.
That's what they say. How was your Labor Day weekend?
Oh, very mellow, dude. I'm still getting used to the time change from the Netherlands. Yeah, I've been home now, but as of this recording, yeah, over a week now. But yeah, this I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's so lots of little naps, but yeah, we're up at 3 in the morning, just like, oh, I wonder what's on HBO. Huh. Yeah, and yeah, we're still readjusting, so it could have been any day of the week for me, and yeah.
Oh yeah, you're probably so I feel like shit after coming back from England. That's 5 hours difference. You're like what,
Hmm.
9 hours between you and
Nine
Netherlands?
hours. See,
Yeah, that's some jet lag. That's some jet lag.
yeah.
Fuck that.
Problem with me, I think I'm handling it the best this time around. Again, I don't know if that's just because again, pandemic conditioning. I didn't get a full night's rest during the pandemic, but I took a lot of goddamn naps. So maybe that's what's happening here. But yeah, normally this takes about 3 weeks for me to readjust back to San Francisco.
I know some people that whenever they go on holiday or vacation,
Mhm.
they don't change their body clock. So like let's just say so 10 a.m. Well, let's say 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time would be 1 p.m. UK time. So for example, they sit there a lot and they don't wake up till 1 p.m. and then they go to bed super late at night in the UK. So they're still working off Eastern Standard Time, if that makes sense. So that when they
And
go
they do this on
back,
purpose?
yeah,
Hmm.
it's a new trend. I've never done it before, never tried it before
That's a new trend.
because my
Sounds
problem is
psychotic.
whenever I go back to England, I know I'm typically hanging around with my parents, the area in which they live, and there's fuck all to do after 11 p.m. So that would make my days really boring if I was like, I have to stay up till 4 a.m. What am I doing?
Right.
So there you go. That's my fun travel advice for you there. What else has been going on? Death, more people dying.
Oh no, who died now?
Um, the Margaritaville guy.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know anything about him. I know I've heard the name. I guess I've heard the
Jimmy
songs, but I
Buffett.
also think of Jimmy Buffett. Okay, yeah, never. Ooh, I take that back. I was gonna say I've never been to a Margaritaville, but I last time I was in Los Angeles, I was at a Margaritaville waiting for a movie to start. So yeah, okay. R.I.P. Jimmy.
The only time I remember I got introduced to Jimmy Buffett was during the build up to WrestleMania 17. The Rock and Stone Cold had like
Oh.
they was they had this weird final Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania, and they
Mm-hmm.
started singing to each other, and then they did a
Hmm.
Jimmy Buffett duet. It was, and
Okay.
I was like, what the fuck is this? And also Steve Harwell, lead singer of Smash Mouth.
Hmm.
Hey now, you're an actor. It's a
Oh, the
game.
lead singer, that guy.
Yeah,
Seriously?
passed
No way.
away as we're recording this morning. Liver failure,
No
apparently.
shit.
R.I.P.Z.
Wow.
Like, I appreciate everyone's dying every
Wow.
day, but Jesus Christ, it's been this has been a hot minute. Everyone's fucking popping their clogs. It's like Jesus.
Hmm. Yeah, I did not expect that guy to like do. Have you heard the causes yet? Again, like he was a
I
pretty big guy, so was it a heart attack? I don't imagine him being much of a partier though, so I can't imagine it being like an overdose, like car accident. I feel like this is a car
well,
accident.
no. So he'd been having hospice care at home for the last couple of days. So it's like
Woo!
everyone was, hey, it's about to happen any minute now.
This is a
Um,
situation like Screech where he went in with like a fever and came out with stage 4 cancer. Like,
no, do believe I have to. Should have. No, I didn't know. I was expecting some follow up questions, but for some reason I
I'm
feel I
sorry.
heard it was liver failure. So,
Ooh.
eh,
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Maybe he did party a little harder then. Dang.
yeah. Someone asked me, "Oh, did he drink a lot?" I was like, well, I don't know him for a fact, but you know, liver failure tends to mean you had a couple.
I
You had a
mean,
couple in your day.
that first Smash Mouth album, or at least the first commercial one with All Star on it, like that thing was like at every college party for a
Oh,
decade.
it was the
And
soundtrack to
and
my
I
youth.
soundtrack to many many movies too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those guys got paid a lot of money off that stupid song.
And then they did the Shrek. And then
Yeah, that's All Star.
Face, now I'm a believer. No, they covered Beach Boys.
Oh, okay. No one's playing that.
What's a Shrek?
They can just play the Beach Boys if they want that. But anyways, wow. I'm very surprised by this news. So yeah, R.I.P. Smash Mouth. You said his name already, but I've still
Steve
not
Harwell.
committed it to memory.
Steve Harwell.
Rest in peace, Steve-O.
Different guy, but let's move on. Anyway, I think we covered everything pretty well. That was Labor Day, out of the way. Boom. Now we move on. Officially, summer is over. As just in case anyone is gonna, insult me for my fashion sense, I know I'm wearing white, but technically we're recording this on Labor Day, so I'm allowed to wear white today. It's after Labor Day, no whites apparently.
I think that's rules only apply to the ladies, or
oh, really?
I don't know. It's a stupid rule regardless. Yeah, I don't hear many guys going like, "You believe he's wearing white?" This guy, what a tool. No, I never heard a guy say that before, so I think you're in the clear on this one.
Sweet, but anyway, it's got Albert Einstein on it, so
okay. Hey, Einie.
Yeah, don't diss Albert. But yes, shall we just get into the top stories this week?
Let's roll, Soul.
Lathan, if you could hit us with a jingle.
We're waiting.
It's now time for this week's top stories.
Back to school. That's the big thing that's happening after Labor Day. Oh, the dumb kids have to get their brains full of information that they're not going to use. So I looked up, because I never went to college in the US. So I went when I had education back in England, back in my day, we had to choose from regular things like mathematics and history and science. But now these little whippersnappers get to choose all kinds of little weird things. So yeah, I found out these different weird courses that you can take in colleges around these United States of the Americas, and I collated the top 5, in my opinion, weirdest / dumbest college courses that you can actually take at college.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No, I'm ready. Because there's some dumb ones out there.
Now I'm going to start off with the one that's actually up I'm wondering how you can use this as a career or moving forward into adulthood, but it sounds pretty cool to me though. So I'll give them this one's like a pass somewhat. But isn't this weird? At Texas Christian University, it's a Christian university. So they're
what if Jesus was a buffalo rider?
Yeah, that's buffalo bull riding. That's what they're doing.
Bull riding.
So, as this article said, they're bringing the college bar to the classroom. So, Texas Christian University has a whiskey school that they're bringing in. So,
it's
where
Texas.
you
kind of makes
you
sense.
can go in and learn the history and the science behind whiskey.
Okay.
Which during the course, students get to visit a local distillery and learn how to differentiate whiskey variations through smell. Since, because of the legal age of drinking, they're not actually allowed to drink at college. So they can't actually during the whole course. They can't even sip it. They can't drink it. So that's why it's kind of dumb. Like because that's the kind of thing I would sign up for, thinking, fuck yeah, I'll get lit during college, but they can't do it. So that was a point.
They should at least know what it tastes like, but maybe that happens when they finally turn 21 in the course, or whatever the legal age is in Texas. I think it's 21 across the board now.
I think so.
But anyways, I can see this actually being like a good career. But yeah, like you need the history. Like, again, with all these celebrities coming out with their own brand of booze, the Rocks and the Ryan Reynolds and the what haves now, like someone needs a guy from the Christian college in Texas to help them make their next batch of celebrity whiskey. So yeah, I foresee a bright future in this. But as you mentioned, they should know what it tastes like too.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, excuse, like if you get a job at a bar or something, excuse me, which whiskey would you recommend goes with this meal? So, oh, I don't know, but I could tell you the ones that smell nicest. It's
It was weird. I used to be a bag boy / stock boy at a grocery store in my neighborhood. Now, mind you, I'm between the ages of 15 and 18. And by the time I was 17, people were asking me for beer recommendations. However, I was actually sampling all the beer, whether the store knew it or not. So yeah, like Friday night, like, well, I was like, try this Henry Weinstein's, go for it. Like,
was you working off commission? Because if that, then you just like swing it and tell them to buy the most expensive one. But if you're not, hey, I'm getting paid either way. Just buy the cheap one. I don't give a shit.
no, definitely not working on commission. And I gave him my best opinion. I was like, Red Dog's a thing these days. Lots of red beers. Here's Red Elephant. Here's Red Budapest.
Red
Red Dog's
Horse.
probably Red Horse. I'm positive Red Horse was a thing. I
Red
don't even know
Horse
if you're making that up.
No, Red Horse is a Filipino beer. It's very, very strong.
Is it actually red or is that just a title? Because like there's Red Stripe, but that's not a red beer. It's just a Jamaican lager. The best beer, FYI, in the world.
Red Stripe is a very good beer. Shout out to Red Stripe.
Shout out to Red Stripe.
Shout out to Red Stripe down there. Also, shout out to Yingling. Come on, sponsor me, Yingling, you bastards.
Come on, Yinglings. Fucking get with it, dude.
Next one, we're staying in Texas for the next one at Texas State University. Oh boy, this is where we start getting a bit weird. So students, apparently, at Texas State University can learn about the, quote, cultural development of pop culture in today's society when they enroll in a course called, quote, Harry Styles and the Cult of Celebrity, Identity, the Internet, and European Pop Culture.
Okay. So obviously the person who put this curriculum together is a Harry Styles fan.
Huge. I hope so. Otherwise,
yeah, it'd be weird if he wasn't or she wasn't. This is also probably pretty. I mean, you could take any celebrity and put them in there. Dua Lipa, Matt Damon, whoever, like celebrity.
Damon.
Matt Damon.
I would love to do a college course about Matt Damon, to be fair. That would be fun.
He's probably a very interesting subject. But this is more like I can see this being used in marketing and branding, talent relations. If you want to be some sort of like Hollywood agent, personality agent, where you're like booking people on appearances, again, getting random endorsements that fit their needs. I can see why this would be a good course. But yeah, Harry Styles it would not have been my first choice for the subject.
Well, there's more to come in our list. Number three, a little closer to home for me, at New York University. Students, quote, can take a deeper dive into the behaviors of college students. So while you're a college student, you can study college students and how behavior has changed over the last 100 years in the class titled 100 Years of Courting, Dating, and Hooking Up on College Campuses. The course is described as an opportunity for students to examine the romantic and sexual behaviors of college students over the last 100 years as the culture has evolved.
Imagine working your ass off for years to save up enough money to send your kid to college, and then all they do is talk about other college kids bumping uglies. I would take my kid to Judge Judy so fast their head would spin.
What did you do at college today, kid? We just watched Steve.
People boning.
We saw Steve fingerbang Sally in the shed.
I actually don't know what this could be applied towards, what career-wise, like something political science wise, but even I don't know what you would do with that. This is definitely I don't
But
think
you
you
wouldn't
could
be able
apply
to
this
even
to
be
any major
like a school psycho. What are they called? Like the school psychiatrist, school. I know there's a specific
school
word.
counselor,
School counselor. But
guidance
mate,
counselor.
guidance, like you couldn't even do that because then, like, if a
Mhm.
student comes in and goes, "Hey, oh, I need some advice," and you're like, "Oh, are you fucking yet? Are you fucking yet?"
Mhm.
Oh no, then come back to me when you.
Yeah. I mean, sexuality is all over the place in colleges just the last 40 years. And I'm only basing this off of like movies that I've seen, like you get into some real wild shit like panty raids and all that. And then you get into like some real heavy, intense, like pornographic stuff that I'm not going to provide any examples for. But then you get into things where like just before you enter this young woman's domicile, she presents you with a contract that's like, this is how far you get to go and no further. And if you violate any of the terms of this contract, I'm going to have you arrested or something along those lines. It's, yeah, sex is all over the place at college campuses, especially today. So, but I don't know what you would apply this towards career wise.
So
So you finally stumped me. Third time's a charm.
if pre-sexual activity, if a woman at college issued someone a contract to sign, that might be up there with the
Definitely a
contract
boner
that's
killer.
read. No, well, I was going to say it's the contract read. Like, I would say more people would have read the iTunes terms of service more than this one. It was like, give it up, accept.
They were trying to make the consent contract a thing. I've definitely
You
heard of
could put
several
anything in
campuses
that.
trying
They're
to make
signing
it.
that shit.
Yeah. Well,
Ooh, now they
shit.
own your soul. Oh fuck.
Ooh, damn.
Damn. More celebrities. At Arizona State University, students can enroll. This might be my favorite one, to be fair. Imagine, because how long's college in America? I don't know. What, 3 years?
Traditionally, it's 4 years, but that because it's so expensive and people are getting dumber, it's like now the average is like 5 to 6 years, and that's when
Oh,
you're not going for a. That's when you're not going to be a doctor.
well, no one coming out of this class is going to be a doctor. Students can enroll at Arizona State University, a class about. This one hasn't got a title, but it's about the popularity of Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah, I'm interested in this subject.
And to find out what she would do in certain social and psychological situations.
Ooh,
So they don't
this
even
is
like,
for
I
like
guess they learn
business
about
development.
Taylor Swift, but then they're kind of like role playing as Taylor Swift. Oh,
It's a
so
lot
Taylor
of what ifs
Swift.
and who coulds, and it's based off of headlines she's made. You've got more to say. I'm sorry I cut you off there.
I was going to say, like, what does it even mean? But in certain social and psychological situations, like, they spend a whole day doing, okay, so Taylor Swift has walked into this room. There's a dead body over to the floor, and there's a candlestick there. What does she do? Does she pick up the candle? Does she call the police straight away, or does she try to see if the like what? What is going?
That would be the greatest day of class ever. Yeah, and I would take two more units, 2 more semesters if I could after that. Yeah. She's a fascinating subject.
She
I
is,
don't
but
know much of her music.
how much can you get like studying like for 3, 4,
She
5,
keeps
6 years?
fucking
Jesus, she
she
keeps
keeps breaking
fucking.
down
That's
barriers, man.
Taylor Swift. She keeps fucking.
Taylor Swift be fucking. But she's
Fucks.
a gangster, dude, honestly. She's done some of the cool. She told Spotify like, you can't play my music. I didn't give you authorization. And if I did, it's not going to be for this chump change. Go fuck yourself. Oh, this random DJ in bumfuck Milwaukee grabbed my butt. Oh, we're suing him for the sum total of $1 because he didn't admit it and he didn't apologize for it. Oh, by the way, I'm having the most successful tour in music history right now. I made a movie about it, and I just made a deal with AMC, cutting out, doing so much business, it's making The Exorcist move weeks away from its original intention. You heard about she's got a concert movie coming out in October, right?
Strangely enough, I haven't heard about that.
Shattered box office expectations. The AMC theater chain there are other chains, but specifically this one, the biggest record they had for a pre-sale in one day was Spider-Man's No Way Home, and it was like roughly 15-16 million dollars. Not nothing to sneeze at by any means. Taylor Swift in the first 3 hours did over 26 million. Like to the point where they're adding more showtimes and more showtimes, adding weeks to it. It was originally be like 1 or 2 weekends, and now it's 4 weekends. And like the Regal down the street from me has like 16 different showings on day one.
I mean, I get it. I
So
get it. I get it because her tour was very popular. So I imagine the people that wanted to go see but couldn't see it, whether it be money, because obviously it's very expensive, or just they sold out. Hey, you get to experience it in a theater, and I imagine that sound system is going to be pretty damn good. I reckon it'll be a lot of fun for those Swifties.
I'm going to see it to a screening. Count on it.
Well, coming to
that'll be a fun review.
Kush's
Taylor Swift review. Well, why not?
So anyways, I think this is like a business growth class. Again, like this chick is doing everything differently and just winning every time. At no point have we ever said, "Oh, that was a dumb move by Taylor Swift."
Well, no, because even if she does something dumb, she just writes an album about it and makes millions. Which I'm not knocking.
We're going back to her albums.
Don't knock the
going
hustle.
back to her albums. She has some weird clause with her original producer, but she's just like, "Fuck that guy. I'm just gonna remake all those albums over again.
Re-record all my albums then. Fuck
and
you.
Now I'll own it, and the radios can only play that." And it's like, wow, that actually seems a little excessive, but shit, good for you.
Hey, it's petty, but it's my kind of petty. I like it.
Right? Yes, I agree. That's the kind of pettiness I can get behind.
Final one on the list is Supernatural. Ooh. So at the University of California, Los Angeles, or UCLA, as the kids call it on the streets, have a course called Aliens, Psychics, and Ghosts.
Okay.
Which promises...
I imagine that's a... Oh, I'm sorry.
No worries, my friend. It promises to take students into the history and science behind the stories of these three phenomena. Ooh.
I have to imagine that class has been very active the last month since the government finally went like, yeah, extraterrestrials are a thing. But I've heard nothing else.
No one gives a shit anymore.
No, like, remember this video? 100% real. Remember this video? We smudged a thing there, but 100% real. Yeah. However, Congress or the powers that be within the United States were like, aliens, totally a thing.
Yeah, like I think like we mentioned on an episode of Waffle Box a couple weeks ago,
cover it, didn't we?
It was just like aliens have been confirmed. Cool. Anyway,
yeah. I think we're more preoccupied with something Kanye did that week too.
Maybe.
Or Ezra Miller choked a bitch or something. I don't know. Something that should have been super nonplussed, like took everyone's. Donald Trump spoke Portuguese or something. I don't know.
Ezra Miller. He's always choking bitches. That crazy son of a bitch.
Ezra choke a Miller bitch.
But yeah,
Ezra
choking bitches is my middle name. But yeah,
choke a Miller bitch. Okay,
choke a Miller bitch.
I totally.
Yeah, this is interesting the way that the history. Interesting. I'd be interested to learn about that. But the science
behind ghosts. The science behind ghosts. This country is fucking screwed.
That's what I'm saying, right?
I not to self-plug a microdose, but yeah, I had someone from the San Francisco Paranormal Society on one of the previous episodes. Now, this was like over 2 months ago now, but it was one of the last episodes I did, and they have all sorts of just like bizarre do-it-yourself at home technology. Like this guy took an Amazon Kindle, fused it with an Xbox 360 Connect sensor, and then like got a little production grip handles for a camera, and now he has like a ghost tracker. Like you can see there's nothing in the trees, but you can see something in the trees, and it's moving, and it's. I don't know. I can't explain it, but I saw it on the screen. It was there in the tree. It waved at us.
So, an Amazon Kindle. All you need to do is get Amazon Kindle
Running on Windows XP,
and suddenly it can
XP.
detect ghosts. Brilliant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
sure.
thing did.
I believe it. Why wouldn't I?
Just the facts, ma'am.
I saw it with my own eyes. So I imagine that's where we explore the technology. Yeah. Again,
yeah.
like,
Whilst he was like talking to you about that, he was getting his mate to climb up in a tree. Get ready. Get ready to wave. Hello, I'm a ghost. Ooh. Bullshit. Anyway, let's move on to the latest TikTok trend, which it's causing a stir in the
is
social
it the get a job
media.
trend? Is it the stay in school trend?
They would be a hashtag get a fucking job. But no, this trend is called the hashtag egg prank. And which it's viral videos that have been viewed millions and billions and billions of times with this hashtag. But what happens, right? This is hilarious. Right? Get ready to laugh the most you've ever laughed in the history of your life. Oh, protect them, because you might break a rib laughing so hard when I tell you what goes on in these videos.
I better do this. I better give myself a hug. All right,
ready. So what they do is a parent will call upon their young child and then say, oh, hey, I'm going to crack an egg now. And instead of cracking the egg into the bowl, they crack it over the child's head.
And the parent is doing this?
Yes.
Okay,
they say, hey, child. Yeah, fucking hilarious. But
I bet if I saw a couple of them, I would laugh my ass off.
But I'm not hating this. To hear this is that medical experts are claiming that, hey, getting a very, very small child and smacking them over the head with an egg might not be the best idea in the world. You dumb fucking cunts. Yes. So one, obviously the bruising, because, hey, skulls have soft areas, even in adults, but even when you're a child, your brain is not brain, but the skull is very soft. It needs to harden. So smacking a child on the top of their head, it's not like they tell you, I'm not even a parent, but even I know this, they tell you shouldn't even shake a baby. So don't smack it over the head. Work that out. But then, yeah, also another doctor is saying you're basically just pouring salmonella over your child's face. Probably not the best idea. But there you go.
Oh, for fuckity fuck's sake. This reminds me of the beginning of the pandemic. Remember the amount of people that needed to be told that washing your hands regularly was a good thing? Now we have people who are only now discovering that smacking your child on the head might not be the best idea in the world.
Right. This is like... This TikTok, I fucking hate TikTok. I'm sorry. Well, maybe it's not. But people are so dumb. Like, no, don't hit your children. Well, no,
I'm normally disappointed by these stories.
It's a prank. It's a viral video, so it's okay to hit my child when it's funny.
I don't know. Based on all of the other TikTok stories we've had, one, I don't hate this story at all, and two, going back to all those other stories, Kush Hayes says, "Fuck them kids."
Well, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of children, but it's maybe I just
those
too much into the literary. But like, is it a prank? Is it a prank? It's a child.
No, it's assault.
It's two, like 2, 3. They don't know any, but they have no idea. I'm pretty sure the child's not going to go, oh, Oh, you got
Are we
me.
not doing this to 7 and 8
Oh.
year olds? This is specifically toddlers we're doing this to.
It's young children and toddlers is what it says in the story.
Young children and toddlers. There was a
But
I don't know
even
if
if
it
you're
was
doing like
TikTok, but
7
it could
years
have
old,
been Vine.
a 7-year-old child is not going to go, oh, Mum, you got me again. Oh, what do you like? What
I
the
guess
fuck
we
are you
had to
doing?
up it from the toss a slice of cheese on a child's face. That was a trend for a while. I don't know if that was TikTok. I think it was Vine or YouTube or Facebook or anything else. But yeah, they just take some Kraft cheese and just and that's it. That was it. You didn't smack them on the forehead or anything. You just draped you flung a piece of cheese on their face and then it stuck and everyone had a good laugh. But salmonella, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Also, fuck those.
Don't crack raw eggs. Because surely that would be funnier if you cooked the egg first and then almost like the cheese. There's your egg.
Well, so
That'd be funny. Because if you cooked
make
two
a
eggs
nice
together,
omelet mask.
so and so yeah, you throw it on and you like get the yolks of the egg, so it looks like they're like a mask. And that'd be hilarious. Get that trending. Use your noggin a little bit. Get a bit imaginative. Don't just bang.
Unfortunately, no one's using their noggin on this app. So if they did fry the egg and then yolks on the eyes, the yolks would still be hot, and those children would now be blind.
That's, I guess, yeah, that is the thing. People wouldn't think. Should
Wafflebox
I let it cool down
the fried
first?
Egg challenge.
No, I'm just gonna scold my child.
The original Wafflebox podcast definitely eagerly tells you do not do the fried egg challenge.
Well, no, do the fried egg challenge, but
no, don't do it.
Wait for it to cool down.
Stupid.
Wait for it to cool down.
Can't even trust them to do that. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Just don't prank.
Can't even trust them.
Just don't prank little children in a physical manner. Like do the, I think it'd be funny if I don't know, if you prank them like, this is your favorite TV show, and then I don't know. Actually, I don't know where I'm going with that. But there you go. Just leave the kids alone. As Pink Floyd famously said, "Hey, leave them kids alone. Just to be safe." It's a good song. Never breaking no wall. Not a big Pink Floyd fan there, Kush?
Oh, well, you just couldn't carry the beat. That's all. That's all.
Wow.
But
there you go. So what have we learned? You can get college education about Taylor Swift, Harry Styles, whiskey, ghosts, aliens. Don't smack your children in the face, and TikTok's dumb. I think we've achieved a lot today. I think we've grown.
That's a good first half. I mean, that could be a whole episode right there.
Well, before we wrap up the first half of the show,
more to come.
We talk about some people. Yeah, but wait, there's more. It's this week's Dumb World Record of the week.
Why?
Why? Why would I? Why? Why?
Why? Why? Why? Why? Why would you want to do that?
Okay. We go to China in this week's Dumb World Record. Where do we go to China a lot? They're doing shit over there.
We somehow stay out of Germany and Florida quite a bit. A couple of Florida episodes, but yeah, China.
Well,
we're in China a lot.
Dumb World Record from Florida would be most times caught breaking into your neighbor's house or something like that. Most in times you've been arrested for indecently exposing yourself to a pool floaty or some really weird shit.
Longest a man's penis has been in a crocodile's mouth before it got bit off.
Florida. We should work for the tourist board over there. But no, this Chinese man has been described as a speed cuber. Combined his puzzle-solving skills with his juggling proficiency to break the record for the fastest time solving 3 Rubik's Cubes whilst juggling them.
Gotcha. A speed cubist. Okay. Yeah, nice.
That's
Did you ever have a Rubik's Cube?
yeah. Oh, have you got one?
This is the newest gimmick. It's gonna be. I'm gonna give this to my nephew for either his birthday or Christmas. But it's sensor touched, so it's a black cube. But you got to put your thumbprint on one of the things. So it's like, oh, this is the red cube. This is the green thing, and now I got to turn it another way. And yeah, it's heat activated. Rubik's Phantom, not a sponsor of the Waffle Box.
The fuck? So what you have to
So Rubik's has always been upgrading their product. It's
so you have to touch each cube, each bit to find out what color it is.
You have to each tile, yes, sir.
So it's a secretive Rubik's Cube.
Mm-hmm. No more shaving off the stickers and then just putting them back in a different order.
Damn it. But I can't imagine this guy did that whilst juggling them. But that's pretty impressive. So he is named something Lee, which I probably forgot to put his first name. But he is an accomplished speed cuber, the article reads, who also holds the record for most rotating puzzle cubes, which I think that's just a we don't want to get the copyright shit, so we'll just call the Rubik's Cube a rotating puzzle cube. Sold while suspended upside down. Most Rubik's Cubes, I'm just going to call them Rubik's Cubes. Rubik's Cubes solved using one hand while suspended upside down. And fastest time to solve a Rubik's Cube by a team of two whilst underwater. This guy loves Rubik's Cubes. This fucking guy loves the Rubik's Cube.
Oh, how this man has wasted his life. Why spend all your free time learning to solve a Rubik's Cube upside down when he could have been studying at an American college, working out what Taylor Swift would do in social situations? What a moron!
Right?
Producer Lathan is correct. Yeah.
Wasted his life.
But he doesn't have, you know what? He can't get all the way to, was it University of Texas, or he can't, he's in China, unfortunately. So it's
now that was Arizona.
He can't leave China,
State.
so it's can't get to
Arizona.
Arizona. I bet if he had access to get to Arizona, he'd gone to Arizona. Like, Rubik's Cube. We're talking about Taylor Swift for 6 hours a day. Arizona's nice and sunny and doesn't have all the pollution. And yeah, I bet I can still get some mean stir fry out there.
No, what are they trying to say?
That's exactly how he sounded like too.
So Taylor Swift, she picks up the item off the shelf. It clearly says on the price tag that it's on sale. She takes it to the checkout, and when they ring it up, it's the regular price that comes up. What would Taylor Swift do? Mr. Lee, could you get off from the ceiling? Give me that Rubik's Cube. Give me that Rubik's Cube. I warned you once. But there you go. But I guess shout out. I mean, that's one. It's in the category of it's a very impressive world record, but it's
also
dumb.
A very impressive reenactment, by the way.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. But it's dumb in the fact, like, why would you even think of that? Oh, I'm really good at solving Rubik's cubes. Oh, I'm really good at solving two
because
Rubik's at the same time. Oh, I'm really
he did it standing up.
I can juggle them as well.
He then did it sitting down. Like he's like, I need to do this differently. You know, how can I do this different?
Where does he go from here?
Great question. I mean, he's clearly
fastest times to solve 3 Rubik's cubes whilst juggling them whilst on fire. That'd be a good one.
Or buried underground.
Oh, there'd have to be a bunch of cameras there though, because if ever you buried underground, that's when you could use the sticker technique. Remove that.
They make cameras pretty small days. We could put 8 cameras in a very large coffin, because he still has to like do this shit. Yeah. You could get 8 cameras in a coffin, get all the angles covered, and sure enough, he could just while buried 6 feet underground. Hopefully, there's a little pipe in there to give him oxygen.
No, but you got to add an element of danger. He has to break the world record, or he dies. Dun dun dun. Dun dun. Yeah, thank you, producer Lathan.
Yeah, like, that's extreme. That's extreme.
Extreme Rubixing. coming soon to ESPN. Anyway.
They might
I'd watch that shit. I'd watch it.
Best case
I mean,
scenario, could produce it.
Yeah. I sat in a bar for 2 hours watching professional cornhole. I'd watch Rubik's Cubing.
Okay.
I've got nothing better to do if I'm drinking. Anyway, before this turns into a therapy session, let's wrap up the first half of this week's show. And still to come, we're talking. What are we talking about? We're talking about equalizing things in this week's
E3.
E3, and not the gaming convention. Yeah. Plus Trapdoor, plus Feel Good Story, all the good stuff. Stick around. We'll be right back after this short break.
Condoms, man! It's refreshing, man! Just another tool of the establishment just to bring us down! They say we gotta use them, but who are they? Well, they want to control us with their condoms, but not me, man, because I ain't wearing one and letting...
Chic, use one or get none.
Well, these are cool. I mean, I'd use them. I'd like them and I'd use them all the time.
Chic, get some.
Thank you! Thank you, Mr. Chic!
It's now time for the middle of the show quiz.
Hey, welcome back to Waffle Still to come, episode 114. Kush movie review, Trapdoor, feel good segment, and all that bollocks that you come to enjoy in every little box of our box. But it is the middle of the show, so if you ask me, it's quite perfect time for the middle of the show quiz. And this week we've got the return of famous first word.
Wow.
Where I
this is a hard
give
one.
Kush, that's what she said. I'm gonna give Kush 5 opening dialogue lines from movies, and Kush has to use his movie brain to try to work out which movie I am referencing. So it's nice and simple. I am just going to read the first lines of the movies. No impressions, even though I am amazing at impressions, but I don't want to give him clues. That's unfair. That's
You have some good moments.
yeah. Oh, they all just slowly merge into Christopher Walken, and it's weird.
I think that's a New Jersey thing growing on you. But yeah, no, you do some pretty good impressions. But let's get to the game.
Hey Ken, why you change my dream house to what is this, Ken?
It's the Mojo Dojo Casa House now.
Yeah,
Say it again.
what?
Mojo Dojo Casa
What?
House.
I wanna
think that was
have
John
a
Travolta.
horse. I wanna have a horse. Wow. Anyway, producer Lathan, if we could get some tense music, because this is just getting farcical at this point. Thank you.
Number 1.
Oh, number 1. All right, here we go. All right. So this is the world, and there are 5 billion people on it. When I was a kid, there were 3. It's hard to keep up. What was that the opening lines of?
Grease.
Grease?
Yeah, I don't know. So I'm saying Grease.
Well,
Go Grease Lightning. 3 million
shockingly.
people, 5 million people.
Yeah, shockingly.
Go Grease Lightning.
That was the opening line of Jerry Maguire.
You know, I've never seen that movie.
What?
No. Everyone
never
knows
been shown the
Show
money.
Me the Money. No. Yeah.
Shocking. All right, let's move on.
Hello.
Number 2.
Ooh, number 2. Hi, Lathan. Jesus. He's not trying to give us the ramp up. Do you find me sadistic? I bet I could fry an egg on your head about now if I wanted to.
Sex in the City?
No, it's not Sex.
Oh, Lathan. Stealing my bit. Bet I could fry an egg on your head right now.
And it's not hashtag TikTok challenge or whatever bollocks egg prank. Do you find me sadistic? I bet I could fry an egg on your head about now, if I wanted
From
to.
dusk till dawn? I feel like this is a Tarantino dialogue.
Oh, pretty close. It's not that fun.
Pulp Fiction? No.
Ah.
All right.
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill. Gotcha. Yeah. She's on the floor. It's the black and white. She's just spitting out blood. Yeah.
After the wedding.
Yeah.
Still.
That movie still holds up.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time to catch up here.
Number 3.
Once upon a time, there was a lovely princess, but she had an enchantment upon her of a fearful sort, which could only be broken by love's first kiss. She was locked away in a castle, guarded by a terrible, fire-breathing dragon.
Sex and the City 2?
Nathan, no, stop. Right.
It's really good timing. Sleeping Beauty? Oh, you're not. It's. Damn you.
It might have been a movie.
A movie.
That I mentioned, technically, before we got into the top stories this week. There's a good clue. There's a clue. How much was you paying attention?
Oh, I don't pay attention to our conversations. It's not The Princess Bride. Shit. It's not Snow White because she's not in a fucking castle. Sleeping Beauty. I'm sticking with Sleeping Beauty. Then failing. I know.
Shrek. That was the opening line of Shrek.
Shrek.
Oh.
Fucking Shrek.
Fucking Shrek. Oh well, so you gotta save face.
I've absolutely lost, but let's have some fun anyways.
Number 4.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Yo ho, it's a pirate's life for me.
Pretty Woman.
Different kind of hoe, Lathan. Different kind of hoe.
VeggieTales, the pirates who don't do nothing. That's a real title, by the way.
Okay. But that's not it.
Okay, Pirates of the Caribbean, because you're being very lenient with me.
I am. Correctamundo.
Hey. I didn't say which pirates, though. I think it's just the Curse of the Black Pearl.
Yeah, the first one. Well, the first one.
Cool. Yay.
And finally,
Number 5.
did you know that there are more people with genius IQs living in China than there are people of any kind living in the United States? Question mark.
I don't even know what this movie is, but I agree with that statement. Again, it sounds like some bullshit M. Night Shyamalan fucking dialogue. No. But it's from someone around that time, like it's a Kevin Smith movie or it's another Quentin Tarantino film. I honestly, Legally Blonde 2, Red, White, and Blonde. I don't know.
You lose.
That was the opening line of The Social Network.
Oh, fascinating. Okay.
Which is a great movie.
I've seen that movie several times. Oh, it is a great movie. I own it. But yeah, no one's thinking about that opening line. I didn't know that thing had an opening line.
All I do know is it had a couple of very attractive Asian women in it. And that's what
they're pretty cute. I remember those chicks. Yeah, they were very attractive.
And Justin Timberlake, who's not bad himself. Not too
Justin
bad
Timberlake
himself.
is an attractive Asian woman.
He definitely is. Put that on a t-shirt. Anyway, speaking of super people.
Yes. I think we just got our first new bit of merch.
Justin Timberlake, sexy Asian female.
Attractive Asian female. Don't objectify.
Whatever. Yeah, we'll work on it. But now let's move on to everyone's favorite segment. It's your favorite segment. It's my favorite segment. It's everyone's favorite segment. It's the trapdoor segment. The trapdoor segment where I give Kush 4 different things of a connecting thingy, and he has to decide which one gets sent down the trapdoor and out of his existence and out of our hair, quite frankly, because things are getting too annoying. I am now, as you may or may not have realized in the last couple of episodes, I am at the bottom of the barrel and I'm firmly scraping that bottom of the barrel. And now I've just come up with some out of left field. We are talking about superpowers this week, Kush. I'm going to give you 4 of the most common superpowers that people have on this planet.
Sure.
And you have to decide which one's the lamest, I guess, and which one's like, get that out of my movies, pal, because that's terrible.
Sure.
So the 4 superpowers are invisibility, X-ray vision, super speed, or shape shifting. So which of these superpowers, and show you working, is the least useful or least cool or least whatever? Invisibility, X-ray vision, super speed, or shape shifting. Now, remember, before we get into this, remember, yes, granted, we do have to say, you know, this exercise is just for fun. We do understand that super speed is super helpful for when you want to save a baby and put them in a microwave, but we're just putting that to one side and we're having fun with this. So for those that love putting babies in microwaves, just relax. We're not going to mess with your fun. Carry on, Kush.
It was actually a very interesting list, Mike, because you didn't do the stereotypical, like, this isn't an uncommon debate or argument you have like on a long road trip, you know, like what's your favorite? Lots of people talk about flying, some people talk about super strength, you know, but you've got a very eclectic group here. I think 2 to 3 of them are actually very similar in just, you know, concealing identity. The super speed, you go so fast they can't see you. Shape shifting, you're a whole other person and you're just hiding in plain sight. Invisibility, obviously same thing, but now they just can't see you. X-ray, yeah, this is all some pretty. I'm stalling for time here because I've never actually had to think about these 4 superpowers before at one time. All right, so if you allow me just a little minute here to wax on.
Oh, easy. Can you turn your camera off before you do that, you dirty bastard?
No, that's when I wax off. Yeah, super speed. I feel like that's a calorie burner. But you know, it's not going anywhere. It's, you know, but you better be prepared to eat a lot of, you know, potatoes and bread and all that good stuff because you're gonna need to keep your metabolism, as we've seen in 9 years of The Flash and 1 failed movie. That took a whole toll on him.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't get enough calories in you, you will start randomly beating strangers.
That happened. That's a fact. It's a scientific fact.
Scientific fact.
Just the facts, ma'am.
Nathan, there you go. Thank you, Nathan. X-ray, I feel, yeah, a lot of times we think about X-ray vision and like, ooh, I can see through a wall and in the girls' locker room. But then like modern superhero shows have also seen it's like that X-ray vision could be too sensitive, and you're not only just seeing through the wall of the girls' locker room, but you're seeing their skeletons.
Yeah, I was like, this is very hard to get off on. I'm sure there's some people that would do that, but
also it'd be great to use for, like, you know, tracking bombs and does this person have a weapon on? We don't necessarily want to see a woman naked.
That would be the best superhero movie ever. Someone just discovers they've got X-ray vision and then they just end up working at the airport, scanning people's luggage.
Haven't had a violation on my shift in 15 years. Like, I'm the #1 TSA agent.
TSA assemble. This is him.
Super speed also might aid in that career. Yeah.
It's just him and the drug sniffer dog. What a team.
I like shape-shifting a lot. You see it, you become it. It's very Tony Powers. It's very motivational. Like, you're not happy with your life, just be this other person. Like, why couldn't the world have 2 Kush Hazes or 3 Mike Fishes? Why not? Let's add to this positivity the Waffle Box is bringing in with the Syrup Squad. I think we're getting rid of invisibility here, and here's why. Like, if there's a movie called Memoirs of an Invisible Man with Chevy Chase and Daryl Hannah, where he was just random dude, accidentally fell asleep in what he thought was a sauna, but no, it was some sort of scientific chamber, and
Why would you
everything.
fall asleep in a sauna anyway?
He's jet lagged or something stupid, or he was drunk. It's a Chevy Chase movie. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Don't worry
okay,
about it.
yes,
He
fair
needed to
enough.
be in the box. He needs to be in the box. The project turns on. Everything that was in his matter, his shoes, his socks, his pants, his clothes, are all invisible. Okay, and he has to keep super good track of those, because if he loses his clothes, now he's just wandering around naked, and that gets very, very cold. He can wear other clothes. He can wear a nice little jacket like this, brought to you by the good folks at Loudmouth Golf, not a sponsor.
No.
But then it's just a jacket wandering around in a torso-less environment. Like, it's hard to explain. So invisibility, I think, again, 3 of these things are about stealth, and invisibility is the least effective of these. I think shape-shifting is way more effective. Speed, absolutely. But yeah, invisibility, you provide a lot of very cool and naughty fantasies, but au revoir. It's a different day and age, and you can't have that.
Plus, then people confuse you with ghosts.
People will confuse
and they're trying to film you using their Kindle Xbox.
You'd probably show up on that on the heat sensor.
Oh, Bill Gates. He's onto something.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Jesus, is that the time already?
That was a good one, Mike.
Gosh, thanks.
That was a good one.
Wait till next week. Oh. This is
I
really bad.
will.
Next week's. Here's next week's
Okay.
show. Spoiler alert. I'm going to Greece, so we're recording it soon. So it's...
Thankfully, the white balance is so bright, I couldn't read any of that. So I doubt the fans at home
Perfect.
could either.
I'm sure people pause it and zoom in. Oh my God, that's what they're talking about next week. They'll
That'd
spoil
be
it
nice.
online. Oh, they'll spoil it on Twitter. Oh, it'll be embarrassing.
Oh my
But
God,
anyway.
Reddit would implode.
Right. Now it's time for us to talk about some movies. A new movie that's coming out or just come out. I don't know, because as always, I never do my research. It's time for Kush's movie review.
Wait.
Kush's movie review.
Bonjour. Welcome to Kush's movie review. As always, if you are watching the standalone version on the YouTube version, make sure you hit subscribe, give the thumbs up, and leave a comment. Let us know what you think about the review and think about the movie. What are your thoughts? See if you've... Oh. There we go. Can you hear me? Oh, Jesus. My Zoom is like just keeps bouncing back, making my microphone all weird. Anyway, so yeah. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. This week's movie is Equalizer 3, a movie starring Denzel Washington, where he has to kill a bunch of motherfuckers, I'm guessing.
Ooh, boy. Have you never been more correct about a statement in your life?
Nailed it.
He has to kill so many people. It's
Boom.
It's wild. We are talking about Equalizer 3. It is a hard R and the shortest of the trilogy at 1 hour and 49 minutes. I could not applaud director Antoine Fuqua harder than I am right now. This is also written by a gentleman with the unfortunate name of Richard Wenk. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, but Richard Wenk. He's done the writing for all 3 of these movies as well. They seem to make a very good team. The Equalizer is based on a 1980s CBS drama about a former spy intelligence officer who's now retired and is only trying to do good in society now. And he's wealthy, and it's a different story every week. And it's nothing you hadn't seen at that point in just CBS history, let alone television history. However, in 2014, they decided to make this a TV adaptation, and at the time, it got compared to Taken, man who's beyond his time, special set of skills, etc., etc., etc. Body count is
Bad
incredibly
father.
high. He's not actually, to his credit, he's not a father in this. He was a husband, but he lost his wife due to some illness, and once upon a time took a vow to commit no more violence. And then he just saw some shit. It's like, someone's got to kick these motherfuckers' asses, and might as well be me.
Vowed no more violence, and then his dead wife sent him a puppy, and then a Russian bastard killed the puppy, and he was like, "I'm back."
No puppies, but also a fair comparison to what this third movie is, and we'll get into that in a little bit here. This movie
is this similar to John Wicklesbury?
We'll get into that.
Okay.
This is starring Denzel Washington, Dakota Fanning, and then an Italian gentleman named Andrea Scarduzio. And he is quite intimidating and quite scary. This takes place in the Italian town of Altamonte, which has a population of just over 4,400 people. And quite frankly, so the first two Equalizers, they honestly felt like the movie adaptation of an old TV show starring Denzel Washington and directed by Fuqua. They're both very entertaining, but they're not anything to write home about. There's nothing that made me want to go like, dude, you guys see Pedro Pascal in The Equalizer too. People are going to be talking about this guy in a couple of years. Like, they're both very entertaining. You leave the theater entertained. This one, I was beyond excited for. They ratcheted up the violence. Like, we start, the opening scenes of this movie are we're seeing the aftermath of a horror movie. It's just carnage and chaos. There's some fires. There's been an explosion on the wall, but almost everybody is dead, and dead in the most horrific fashion that we get to see later. We don't, again, Denzel Washington is 70. We don't need to see this dude doing capoeira and jiu-jitsu and rolling around on the floor with a bunch of Polish guys. All right.
Steven Seagal still trying to do karate. Like,
Steven Seagal should take the fucking cue out of the playbook for this movie. Okay. Like, this is a great opening. And for the first time, with a character that seems almost immortal, nothing touches this man. He's like ice. Things just slide off of him. He never gets shot. Someone might get a lucky punch, but then that guy gets a fucking corkscrew to the brain. Like, it's shit goes well. Well, our man Denzel Washington, he gets taken out by a 12-year-old boy. He's almost murdered in the first 10 minutes of this film just because some kid had a rifle. He ends up in the town of Altamont, and he's nursed back to health, and he discovers this is a beautiful little community. This is a beautiful location. Like, thankfully, he likes a lot of seafood because that's about all they got. But again, like, it's a very small town. It's just off the coast of Italy, and he's like, this is where I want to live. Unfortunately, it also has a mafia problem. And that's when the movie finally starts. We spend a good half hour, 45 minutes, like, just meeting all these characters, seeing just how kind and polite everybody is, just how generous everyone is, not only with their time, but their hospitality. And then the mob just starts to do their collection one day, and these guys are just out of line. I mean, what mafia?
They're always dicks.
What mafia guys aren't out of line? But like, when these guys do it, it's like, dude, you're just going over the top for no reason. Like, the guy's fridge doesn't work. He wants to pay you his protection money, but the freezer, this man doesn't have a freezer. He doesn't have a fish business. If he doesn't have a fish business, you don't get any more money. But you got to kick his ass anyways. This is beyond ridiculous, Um, they do a really good job with presenting the mafia as a threat. However, they are still not a threat to the Equalizer. A lot of this movie is still just him giving them second chances. Like, hey, I know you guys got a thing here. I know you're doing a business, but I really like this town. I really like the people in this town. So if you guys would just politely fuck off, do what you do somewhere else where I'm not, we can forget about all this, guy. And they're like, fuck you, Equalizer. I don't give a shit. Like, we're going to keep doing what we want to do. And the Equalizer embarrasses
Equalizes
them
them.
in front of everybody. He equalizes the situation very quickly. Super easy. Barely an inconvenience to steal from another YouTube show. And they have that stereotypical scene after the stereotypical embarrassment scene where they're like, man, we're going to fuck that American up tomorrow. Who the fuck? Does he know who he is? Does he know who we are? This is Altamont, motherfucker. We take care of shit. It's only an hour later. And Nico's was like, oh, no. I'm not letting that happen. I'm going to fuck you all up right now and murder you in the most violent, terrifying ways possible. And God damn it, that's when this movie just becomes delightful. So where it's violent, it is super violent. At points, this could have been a horror movie. Antoine Fuqua, always fantastic director with action. He knows how to set up a scene. He knows how to create characters. He knows how to create tension. Again, doing great things with the lighting here, where it's just like it's a lot of times it just feels like a pulp noir movie. I'm on the edge of my seat the entire time. Again, big positive. This is the shortest of the three Equalizer movies, coming in at 1 hour 49 minutes, where there was like closer to 2.5 hours. And what this movie different from that is they dismissed a lot of the B scenes. Again, those first two movies are movie adaptations of a TV show. So you meet the Equalizer, you meet a couple of characters he interacts with, and while he's murdering fools over here or whatever, he ends up solving some of their problems by the end of the film. You're like, oh, that's nice. But that took up an extra 20 minutes of the movie.
When he's murdering people, he's solving their problems. Like, so it's like stabbing someone in the neck with a pen. It's like, you need to talk to your mother more. Like, you need to get rid of those issues if you're gonna love.
I believe that's a direct scene. You think you're making fun of it, but I believe that's a direct scene from the first movie.
Like, I'm equalizing your drama.
There you go. That's what's up. I enjoyed the shit out of this movie. Here's where I'm going to hurt a lot of people with my review. This is going to piss a lot of people off based on just some Facebook posts I made after I got out of the film. It's better than John Wick 4. It's so much better than John Wick 4. Again, John Wick 4 looked very beautiful. Definitely has top-notch action, but I was bored to shit after 15 minutes, and then we had another 3 hours to go.
How would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
I just did it. Very easy, actually. Equalizer 3, even during the slow scenes where we're just learning characters, we're getting introduced to the environment. We're discovering Altamonte, not just as a character, but as just the whole. I'm on the edge of my seat the entire time. I want to know more. When the movie ended, I wanted more Equalizer. Like, this is supposed to be the final chapter of the trilogy, but you know how that goes, man. There could be an Equalizer 4. Maybe Denzel's in it. Maybe someone else is in it. Queen Latifah, possibly. She is in a currently television series right now on CBS All Access, Paramount Plus. I don't know what it's called anymore. But they're also redoing a TV series right now with Queen Latifah. So maybe she gets her own movie after this. I don't know. But Equalizer 3, very hard R, 4 out of 5. One of my favorite movies of the summer.
Oh, that's a bold statement then. Kush, he's seen...
Dude, this movie goes fucking hard with its fatalities, bro. Like, I'm telling you, like, again, like, the opening scene is like, we just see the aftermath of some shit, and you're like, oh my God, was that necessary? No. They do the stereotypical scene of the mafia is talking to this family, and the family is like, we cannot do this business deal. So sorry, we're so sorry, polite decline. And the guy's like, okay, no problem. And he quietly leaves. But then as he walks down, while this business deal is being declined, the Antoine Fuqua focuses in on an old man on a respirator, on an oxygen mask, in a wheelchair. They hang this motherfucker, but not before throwing him and his wheelchair out of the goddamn window. And you're just like, oh fucking Christ. Like, I don't get fazed by violence at all, but multiple times during this, I was like, God damn, was that even necessary? What the fuck, dude? Like, they took those first two movies and like ratcheted violence all the way up. All the way up. Like, this is a entertaining film, better than John Wick 4. Told the same movie in half the time. Please go see it.
Oh.
No one will. It's
Equalizer 3. 4 out of 5.
E3.
That's what happened. That's what's up. Check it out. Anyway, let's wrap up this show. This too much killing, too much violence for my end.
It was a violent episode today, wasn't it? We're smacking babies on the head with eggs and talking about burying people underground to solve Rubik's Cube-ish problems. Holy shit! Yeah, this is one of our darker episodes.
Oh, we need to have something uplifting. Let's end the show on a high note. Let's end it on a segment I like to call the feel-good story of the week.
It's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
Oh, you've missed that mic stand, haven't you? Yeah.
Daddy's
home.
Yeah. A bunch of things from home, honestly.
This week's feel-good story comes to us from all over the world, technically. So Rudy and Celeste Dominguez discovered that after returning to the United States from their trip to Bali, Indonesia, that their daughter, Valentina, was missing her doll, Beatrice. Oh, no. The doll was last seen on a plane in Tokyo, where the family had a stopover on their flight. The parents posted about the lost doll on Facebook, and the post came to the attention of James Danen, an American Airlines pilot based out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Danen reached out to Turkish Airlines Lost and Found in Haneda Airport in Tokyo and was able to locate Beatrice. So he personally escorted the doll through his many trips across the globe, snapping photos of himself, like selfies with him and Beatrice at every different place that he stopped at until he finally returned to Rudy, Celeste, and Valentina. He personally delivered the doll back to the girl this past week. And Valentina said, I felt over the moon. I knew Beatrice was going to be mad at me, but I was happy that I could see her again. Danan said he was happy to make the reunion possible. I was really glad I could do something nice for somebody. What a guy. What a guy.
It's actually my favorite. It's my favorite feel-good story that we've had probably to date. I actually had a similar thing. I didn't take photos or anything. I went on my yearly excursion to the Netherlands, and a friend of mine I grew up with, maybe outside of family, the longest person I've known in life. He ended up in Germany. He's got a wife and a child now, and all that good stuff. And I was like, hey, I'm gonna send fake niece a birthday gift. It's her birthday until October, but I'll be in the Netherlands in August, and it'll be a much quicker transaction and probably cheaper. I guess I didn't pack the Snow White doll properly. Like, honestly, it was probably just tissue paper that I wrapped it up in. And 3 weeks later, I'm like, did the doll come? And he was like, nah. Birthday comes and goes, the doll doesn't show up. 9 to 10 months later, I open up my door just randomly. Snow White is on my fucking doorstep. And I was like, this bitch has been through an adventure. Like, there's no explanation about it, but there's a bunch of postal stamps on it. And I was like, because despite the fact that I shipped it from the Netherlands, I put my San Francisco address on the return address just to do it. All right. And that must have confused everybody with the tissue paper. So the next day, I put it in a real box and shipped that fucker back out to Berlin for $60, which I absolutely hated. But that's
Did it eventually get to
my
him?
similarity there. It got to her. Yeah. It got to the daughter like 3 days later.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Although the first thing I thought of was from this story was it reminded me of a story from, I think it was a while ago now, so it was probably like Waffle Box 2 or something like that. But the story of the neighbor who asked, so hey, I'm going to be out of town for the next few days. Would you mind taking my garbage out? And so just for shits and giggles, he took his garbage out on the town, and he took the garbage to the beach, to the car wash to get a wash, like, and everything. He's like snapping photos of his garbage can. He's like around there. So that's something I would do if I had the time.
That man must have had some really clean garbage, because I don't want a trash bag in my fucking car.
Oh no, it was a garbage can. So I imagine.
Well, even the garbage can, even worse.
Well, I'd like to think he waited until the garbage was emptied, and then he probably cleaned, and then this would be funny. I don't know.
Have you ever seen a clean garbage can, whether it was full or empty?
Yes, because I clean my own.
Oh, aren't you responsible?
I don't know, because what it is.
Right? I really appreciate that, actually. Huh.
So, as much as I appreciate the garbage man, is it garbage man or garbage man? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Garbage man.
But so I'm pretty sure we've discussed it because we've been in this a while. But in England, like they grab the garbage cans, they attach it to a figgy, it lifts it up, empties it, puts it back into the ground, and the person. But they just grab the bags out and throw it into the thing. And so if there's any loose stuff at the bottom, it just stays there for eternity.
Yeah.
So every couple of weeks, I clean it out. I'm a nice guy.
No, you're responsible. You're a responsible neighbor, because those cans can stink.
And I don't want the wildlife around here getting around, because I've seen.
No, raccoons will love it.
Jesus Christ, I've never seseen a raccoon before until one day I was outside having a cigarette, and I was like, caught something out the corner of my eye. I was like, what is that? What is that trying to get into my garbage can? And this motherfucker was just like crawling around the bottom of the garbage can. And then it was like, oh, I'm just going to try to open this. And it's got up on the back legs. And it was like, holy shit, that fucking raccoon, once it wants to be, is like 5 foot tall if it wants to. Like, Jesus Christ, it was huge.
That's a pretty big raccoon.
It literally, maybe 5 foot might be in straight. But it was like from when it was on its hind legs, hind legs and trying to, it was like,
and it's got opposable thumbs too.
It was fun, yeah.
Which kind of makes it scarier. Yeah. No, we got raccoons used to be terrifying out here. Now there's a much more dangerous element, and I'm not talking about the coyotes. However, again, nowadays, me and raccoons cross paths. I was like, all right, pal, you're gonna go that way, and I'm gonna go that way, and we both have like a nod of approval, and then we don't fuck with each other. That's where we were. But yeah, there was a time where like raccoons were like. While I'm trying to just enjoy a cigarette at 9 o'clock at night, like,
the ones I
don't need that thing clawing on my skull.
No, I was walking
giving me all the rabies.
Walking the dog the other night, and we came across a skunk at the middle of the night. That was
skunk's also dangerous, but for different reasons.
But my dog, again. Tree treading shit, but
you guys didn't get sprayed, did you?
We did not, but she's been sprayed before,
good.
And that shit is not fun. No. Like that shit. No matter how many times you wash your dog, if they get sprayed with a skunk, that shit's gonna linger for a good 2-3 weeks.
Did you use tomato juice?
We used fucking everything. It was
wow.
But thankfully, like, by the time because we got this like. Shampoo that's supposed to be like specifically for that kind of situation, and even after about 5 uses of that, it was like it wasn't in the air anymore. But you know when like the dog sits next to you and you go, "Oh, hey, doggy," oh, I can still smell it. Fuck's sake! It was
your weed habit is out of control, dog.
Yeah, Jesus. I was like this close to just getting my like rate, like just like buzz, giving my Dog and Buzz go, meh. Let's just get rid of all of this shit. Bless them.
Fun fact, when I was growing up as a teenager and I had a very unhealthy marijuana habit, not that I still don't, Mama Hayes thought the house was being sprayed by skunks daily.
Just the facts, ma'am.
Smoking weed. Don't tell her. We're going to keep that between all of us, okay, Syrup Squad?
Also, fun fact.
Just the facts, ma'am.
Nothing to do with that. But this random bit of information I came across. You know how humans breathe in and out?
I've heard they do that.
We do that, right?
Yeah.
So the reason...
I hear there's a thing.
The main reason that humans breathe, and it's an involuntary thing, there's a thing that... What's the word? There's a special word for it. Part of the brain at the bottom.
A nerve?
Of something I can't remember, but it controls all the involuntary stuff, so it makes sure you're breathing, make sure your heart's beating, and all that good shit. Okay, but the main reason we breathe is to to even out the levels of oxygen and carbon dioxide in our bodies, because carbon dioxide is very bad for us. Oxygen's pretty good for us. Hence, you know, when the body is creating energy, part of the byproduct of that is carbon dioxide. Hence why when you exercise, you breathe heavier, because the body needs to get rid of more carbon dioxide, blah, 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 blah. So the main reason behind breathing is to take in oxygen and breathe out the carbon dioxide. That's the system that we use. And I read up somewhere that to function properly, so obviously, because of that's the main function, but obviously the brain needs oxygen, blah, 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 other things that need oxygen for it to function.
Sure.
But if we didn't need to get rid of carbon dioxide, humans could live happily by taking in a breath like every 2 minutes. That's wild, right?
That'd be nice. I'd like to breathe a lot less and do a lot more. Also, if you have plants, it becomes a symbiotic relationship. They absorb all the carbon dioxide. Yes, dioxide. Thank you. Yeah, and then they produce more carbon, more oxygen.
They produce oxygen. They
produce
we're basically humans are the opposite of plants. We breathe in oxygen, blow out carbon dioxide. Plants go, give us that carbon dioxide, buddy, and they pump out oxygen. It's amazing. This is why we should all have plants. I have many plants around me. You can't see them, but trust me, they're there.
We unfortunately don't have any plants around here. We keep threatening to do it, but I'm not. Oh, touche. I think it's
too late, Nathan. I already did it. Fuck's sake. Anyway, I think we've overstayed a welcome, quite frankly.
Yeah. No. But still.
Thanks for joining us on episode 114 of the Waffle Box.
Thank you.
Make sure you follow us on the artist formerly known as Twitter at WaffleBox. I am at OnlyMikeFish. You can follow him on Twitter at Kush_Hayes. He doesn't really tweet anymore, but it's fun to do.
Good. Yeah, I won't be
there. He also produces other podcasts on the Bosnet family, such as Microdose. I know you've just got back. Have you recorded like a Redhead Festival in Review podcast yet?
No, but that's a subject we could probably do. No, we are in the works of getting the Microdose back on track. We've reached out to people. It's a thing again. It will be a thing again. But if you couldn't see the background, I'm on the Enterprise. So check out Friday. Friday is International Star Trek Day. Go back into the Microdose archives.
May the fourth boot.
We talk with Pro Wrestling Hall of Famer Jameel Hemphill and all-time Star Trek expert about the state of the Trek. There's several episodes out there. And also, while you're out there, wish Pro Wrestling Hall of Famer Jameel Hemphill a belated happy birthday. And that's all I got. Otherwise, Kushford Hayes on the Facebook.
Wonderful stuff. So it's good night from me. It's good night from him. Lathan, say good night to everyone.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for listening. Also, happy birthday, Idris Elba. # my James Bond.
Happy birthday, Idris Elba. He should be the next.
He'd make a good James Bond. I think he's too old, but he'd make a good Bond.
I think he'd do that. Anyway, in a fitting statement, until next time, remember, only shooting stars break the mold. See you next week.
Smooth.
That's all, folks.